वेलकम टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ आवर पॉडकास्ट बातों बातों में, जहाँ पे हम लोग बात करते हैं इंडियंस लिविंग इन क्रैको. बट टुडे वी हैव अनदर स्पेशल गेस्ट who is from Poland and she dedicated her life spreading Indian culture via dance. Let's talk with her. Welcome Natalia. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you so much.
So please let us know a little bit about yourself.
बिल्कुल. मेरा नाम नतालिया है. मैंने इंडोलॉजी की स्टडीज खत्म की. अभी मैं इवेंट्स और नाचने में कम करती हूँ, लेकिन भारत और भारतीय संस्कृति में मेरी बहुत रुचि है और आज इसके बारे में मैं बताना चाहती हूँ.
Perfect. It's so beautiful that you speak like Hindi and so like fluently. I'm so proud.
Thank you so much.
I want to know a little bit more about your maybe studies that you completed here in Poland.
Of course. So I started studying Indology in 2015, as I remember correctly. I did bachelor and master studies in Hindi and Urdu major. So studies were basically the language, the Hindi and Urdu language, but also the literature, history, geography, culture. So everything around India, not just the language, but also everything what you can learn about India.
Okay. Have you ever visited India?
Yes, that was a long time ago, unfortunately. It was in 2017, but yes, I was there.
So how was your experience?
Amazing. I mean, I'm guessing many people have different experience when they go to India, but what I'm thinking, you just need to be prepared. If you learn before, if you are prepared for a trip to India, and if you are eager to get to know another culture and another people, so I'm sure the experience will be amazing. And that's what I had. I knew what I'm going to visit. I knew what I wanted to see exactly. I also wanted to speak in Hindi to, get to know the culture as much as possible as I could. And my experience was just amazing.
So when you went to India, so there was a specific place you visited or?
Yes, it was like a trip. We had a trip during university times. So there were like students on the trip and we visited Delhi, Agra, Fatehpur Sikri, and then we had a trip throughout the whole Rajasthan.
So what you like the most there?
I think Rajasthan, because that time I was also preparing myself for my master thesis and I was writing about Rajputs. So for me, Rajasthan was really amazing because I could see all those places and like experience the history, like real places, real buildings, real architecture. So not just from the books and from films, from movies, but also just
from
in
real life.
Exactly.
So how this Indian culture and visiting India, like normally people don't do in Poland. So how's your experience with the Indian culture?
So my experience, I can say, started when I was a kid. I was, I think, 12 years old, and it was the times when Bollywood movies starting coming into Poland. It was the times when they were like on DVDs.
Oh yeah.
So a long time ago, they were like, I remember they were sold together with newspapers, like some female newspapers, usually most often. And I remember also they were in television, some movies like Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, so like the most famous ones, that times, of course. And I remember I saw my first movie, it was Kal Ho Na Ho. And I was amazed by everything, by dance, by the language, by like something else, because like the word in that movie was completely different. Not like the movies we have in Poland or like in United States, like the American movies. It was completely something else. For me, it was something fresh, something like incredible word. And I remember I really loved the dance, especially, and I wanted to learn it. And it was very hard, very difficult at the time because there were no classes. It was still starting off in Poland. So I remember I saw one TV commercial that there was like DVD also about some fitness and there was like a fitness classes to Mahive song. So I was like, oh my God, I need to have it. I remember everything. There was this newspaper everywhere. It was sold out. I couldn't find it. I remember I was searching through the whole Krakow to find it and I finally made it and that's how it started actually.
So you start learning dance first?
Dance, exactly.
Okay.
First dance, I was learning from Bollywood movies and then I wanted to get to know the culture more, so I started to learn the language as well and then I decided also to go to the university and study Indology.
Yeah, so how was your experience? Because I also heard like you had some thesis done in Indology, like an Indo Polish culture event. You was a part of it.
Yes, exactly. So during Indology studies, I also was trying already that time to spread Indian culture. I was also dancing already. So I remember in 2017, me and other fellow students, we set up a dance group, which is active till today. It's Manjari Dance Group. So we wanted to show Indian culture through the dance, so like Bollywood dance, semi-classical dance. Also, I was in Indology student department, and then I was a member, but then after some time I became a president as well. And like I would say, our main project every year was to organize Days of India. So like in Polish we call it Dni Indyjskie, and this is like an event organized, usually lasts for a few days, and it's basically about spreading Indian culture, showing Indian culture to Polish people. And that was my big project. I did it in 2019. So I organized this event. It was 1 week long event. We had lots of different lectures about Indian culture, politics. It was also about dance, about Ayurveda. We had lectures and the teachers from the Indian embassy, so Indian teachers, Kathak teachers and yoga teachers. We had also workshops like yoga workshops, dance workshops like Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Bollywood. We had also some Bollywood movie screening. So lots of different activities. We had also some meetings with the travelers who went to India. So it was 1 week long event. Many people participated. We had also Mehendi workshops when people also from other cities came for those workshops. So that's how it started. I was already involved a bit with IPCC, so in the Polish Cultural Committee, which right now I'm also in the art department. I'm vice art director there.
So when we talk about Indians, currently there are many Indians living in Krakow. So if we say like a general opinion from Polish people, what do you think it can be?
I think it's hard to say because I'm also in a different community. So of course I have a different point of view, and my friends and people I know from that part of community have different point of views. So it's hard to say general. I think in big cities people try to be open, I would say. So they are open to new people, new cultures. And as Indian people right now work in big corporations, big companies, so I think it's becoming like a normal thing.
Oh,
That's what I believe or what I see. Maybe there is something else, I hope not, but what I see. So I think it's like
Because
they're just becoming a community.
Yeah, so this is very important because when I came to Poland, I barely see some Indian, but now there are so many Indians, and we were just thinking like if it's okay for a Polish person to work with the side by side to Indian guy or Indian girl.
Yes, I think it is. I mean, for sure at the beginning, I remember it was maybe, I don't know, 2005-06 when Indian people started coming. It was the ArcelorMittal that was, I think, the first Indian company here in Poland. So, I mean, I'm talking about Krakow, sorry, because also there was always an Indian embassy in Warsaw. But talking about Krakow, so they were like, I don't know, 3 Indian people in Krakow, like just very tiny amount of people. So that was, I think, for Polish people, something I would say exotic, that they could see Indian people. Sometimes they were wearing Indian outfits, like Desi outfits. So sometimes you could see women wearing salwar kameez or something. So I'm sure that was exotic, and Polish people were like, wow, this is something else. But right now I think it's just becoming like a normal thing. Also, Polish people travel more and more, so they see other places, and I think it's just becoming a normal thing.
So I feel like this, especially in Krakow, people are quite open.
Yes.
For another maybe cultures and communities, and I see many Polish people even going to the other cultural events.
Exactly, and also you can see on Indian events, like we have IPCC events organized by IPCC. So you can see many Polish people. So it means they are interested in Indian culture, for example, Indian culture. So they want to see the community. Probably they want to also make some Indian friends. So I think they're becoming more and more open. There are also so many Indian restaurants, and you can see many Polish people there. So it means just maybe not the taste, but everything, like the taste of India in general, not just the food.
Yeah. So when we talk about, like, you study Indology, but before studying Indology, what was your experience with India, and what would you thinking that perception change after study and after visiting India?
I'm an open person and I like to learn about other cultures, about other countries, about other people. So for me, it's something very interesting because every culture, every country has its own culture, own traditions, own outfits, food. So for me, it's something amazing, just that we can learn and get to know those cultures, especially right now. So this is something would change, because I remember when I found out first about India. So I mean, I knew probably as a kid that India existed, but still it was the time that there was no internet. Like it was not like a regular thing that
no
everyone had
no.
Exactly. No Instagram, nothing. So like internet was only maybe at work if people worked, but at school also we didn't have internet. It was that a long time ago. So about India you could see only from TV or like from books, but you had to knew some book, or you had to know some book or something and go and read it. So I think maybe I just knew that this is a country far away. Then with Bollywood movies, I started to get to know India better. And this was the thing that changed, because throughout the years, when the internet came, the world became more open. So it's, I think right now, when internet came, it's more, it's like for everyone right now. So it's easier to learn about new cultures, about new country, about other countries, about other cultures. So I think the world became more open. And I think it's something that helps us, because before, I remember it was very hard, I don't know, to buy something Indian, to buy Indian food, because there was only one Indian restaurant as well. So it was very, I would say, difficult. And I had to put lots of efforts to, I don't know, get something Indian, to find an Indian book, to find an, I don't know, Indian outfit. Sometimes I was going to, there were like small Indian shops, but they were not like run by Indians, but by Polish people, and they were only bringing some outfits like pashmina or something like this. So when I was asking, can I buy sari here? And they were like, what? Why? Why do you want sari? Like, we don't bring it. Like, I was like, why? You're an Indian shop. Like, so I remember that was difficult. And right now, when people have access to the internet, it's becoming easier. So I think that's important thing. And what I noticed, that world became more open. So it's also easier for people to see other cultures and get to know other people. So that's what I see a change. So the access is easier.
So thank you for sharing that. I like to know, because you talk about IPCC, so how you become a part of IPCC?
So as I mentioned before, I already worked as an IPCC, as a member of IPCC when I was at the university. And throughout the time, I had a chance to work in an art department, and I'm right now still working. So our main goal is to, of course, spread Indian culture and also Polish culture to Indian people. So to show both cultures to both communities.
Yeah.
So what we mostly do currently, we organize Holi and Diwali celebrations. So on the occasion of Diwali and Holi, we organize big event. This is a dance festival where dancers from Polish dance groups and Indian dance groups perform what they prepared throughout the year. And we have many Polish dance groups performing Indian dances. I'm saying Indian because it's not only Bollywood, but different dances. And of course, right now, as many Indian people are coming to Poland, there are other Indian dance groups that also dance. Sometimes we also have a Polish dance group that performs Polish folk dances, so that we can show our Polish culture to Indian community. Also, we organize dance workshops on different dance forms, for example, Bollywood, Bharatanatyam or Kathak, also so that Polish people can sign up for those classes and can just experience the dance, not just go to the festival, see the dance like as a big performance, but also to, if they want, to experience by themselves. So this is what I'm currently doing. I remember IPCC also, at the moment IPCC also prepares magazines, and there are also different articles about India, about Indian cultures, so that people can read it as well and find out more about Indian culture. And also, but I remember in the past, IPCC was also working together, showing Indian culture more. For example, we had performers of Pandit Birju Maharaj. It was a long time ago. I wasn't even a student there, but that's what I heard. We had also even Amitabh Bachchan came here to Poland and he visited the university. I mean, I was lucky to meet Ayushmann Khurana because when he shoots Andhadhun here in Krakow, so when he found out that there is a Indology in Poland, so he was so curious and he wanted to meet the students as well. So I had a chance to get to know him. So different kind of events, activities, basically showing or bringing closer Indian culture in Poland and showing Polish culture to Indian community.
Okay. And how was your experience meeting those actors, of Indian actors?
So actually, Amitabh Bachchan was also before I studied, so I didn't have a chance to meet him. But with Ayushmann Khurana, he's such a nice person. And I was amazed. It was my first time meeting like an Indian celebrity from Bollywood. Like I've always dreamed about to meet someone from Bollywood. And I remember when I saw him, when he opened it, I was like, wow, this is real, this is happening. My dreams are coming true. So yeah, it was amazing. And he was also very open and curious, like, wow, there's an Indology, you're studying about India. So that was an amazing day.
So there is an event coming for IPCC. Can you let us know a little bit about it?
On the 5th of April, we are organizing Holi celebrations. So that's what I already mentioned. We are organizing festivals on the occasion of Holi or Diwali. So right now, as Holi is, I think, coming next week, we are organizing Holi celebrations. So this is like a main thing that we plan because we are going to celebrate 25 years anniversary this year. And at the moment, we are getting ready for Holi. So I hope everyone who watches this podcast will join. This is going to be held in a manga Japanese museum in Krakow in the evening. So people can watch different dance performances performed by Polish dance groups or Indian dance groups. Also, there will be many Indian jewelry or mehendi that you can buy. You can get the mehendi done. Also, there will be Indian food. Holi celebrations, like this is like a mela. And then after that, there will be also a Bollywood party to celebrate more the event. And also, we are planning probably to hold Indian dance workshops as well. So to show the dance even more, and maybe there are other events coming throughout the year, but at the moment this is the plan for like the close future, because like in 3 weeks.
So please join IPCC in Manga Museum and to check out more performance from Polish and Indian dancers. So I like to know about your dance group. What is the future for this, and if there is an upcoming event, and if person can join who are watching our podcast to be a part of your group?
So maybe I will tell about 2 dance groups because I'm currently working in 2 dance groups. So my main dance group is Manjari dance group that I mentioned before. We set it up during university times with my other fellow students. What is interesting about our group that mostly we consist of Indology alumni. So it's not just that we dance, but we also know the Indian culture. We also know the language. So for us, it's easier to show the dance and to feel the dance even more, because what I love about Indian dance that it shows a story, a specific story. So for us, it's easier to show something when we know the language and we can perform more easily. And that's why when we held the workshops, we also translate the song and show what's behind it. So what's behind the steps. So these are not just the steps, but also the story behind it. So with my Manjari dance group, so at the moment, as most of us also is involved in IPCC, so we are organizing Holi celebrations where we will also perform. Later, as I mentioned, we will also hold dance workshops. And let's see, we hope to have other performances upcoming. But we, in the past, we performed at various Indian events, for example, at Onam, or at some Bollywood parties. We also perform at Polish events. So different kinds of activities. You can follow us, our Instagram or our fan page, so you can see where you can, or you can check where you can see us next time.
Perfect.
And also I'm working right now in Shihir Dance Studio. So this is a dance school where I teach Bollywood dance. This is like a dance class, and whoever wants to join, people can join. We have a big group there, over 20 participants, and they also growing. They are preparing at the moment for the Holi celebrations. In the meantime, next week there is also a dance competition organized by Shihir Dance School. So I'm preparing the Bollywood dance group for the Bollywood category, as well as my current dance group.
So you said like there going to be a workshop, right? And there people who you already teaching, like 20 people, that it's a hall. So any person can join it, like Indian Polish, or it's specifically toward Polish?
Yes, of course. So everyone can join. We have, at the moment, we have one Indian in our group, but if more Indians wants to join it, they are welcomed.
Okay. So I think multi-sport card works for this. So please do join Natalia and learn some Bollywood thumke. So, and you will love it. So when it comes to Indian food, it's quite spicy. What was your experience with Indian food?
Oh, I remember my first experience was, as I mentioned before, like there was only one Indian restaurant. I remember I went there just to try to have the first experience with, like, let's say Indian food and like real India, we can say. I remember I was like surprised because I think in Indian restaurants there's not as spicy as in India. Yeah. It was very tasty, but I think the more spicy food you eat, the more your spiciness level goes high. So right now I think I'm joking that I'm becoming like an Indian person, because sometimes I'm eating and I'm like, oh, this is not spicy. I need more spices. So right now I would say, of course, like there are like some super spicy food, so probably I won't be able to eat it, of course. But as I started eating more and more Indian food, I like spicy food as well.
So people who comes from India, they now Indian taste, right? So what food you will recommend, like Polish dish, to them?
Okay, Polish dish. Okay, let me think, because we have many different, and sometimes some typical Polish food might be, I think, challenging because there's sometimes fatty with meat. So as in India, there are many vegetarians, so that might be difficult. But I would say that our pierogi, so dumplings, translating to English, are, I think, the best option, because you can have vegetarian options, you can have meat options, you can sometimes add more spices to them. You can have various kinds of dumplings. So I think pierogi is our favorite and comfort food.
I think I also seen like pierogi was fried pierogi as well.
Yes, there are different options. People try various kinds, like various ways to prepare pierogi. I even once remember there was like, I think I ate pierogi with chickpeas. Yes, so people try different styles of pierogi.
Okay. So what is your favorite Indian and Polish dish?
So Indian, I would say, maybe this is surprising, but I think my favorite is paneer korma, because I know korma is sweet, so it's not like super typical, but I love it. Like the taste with cashew nuts and with raisins, and with coconut, because I love coconut. So for me it's amazing. But if we're talking maybe not about that sweet food, so I would say palak paneer as well, with naan. And about Polish food, so I think I will go with pierogi as well.
So pierogi is the best.
Yes, definitely.
Perfect. So you're wearing Indian dress. It's looking so pretty on you.
Thank you so much. I decided to wear kurta today, also to show my passion towards India and Indian culture. And also, I think what I decided to show Polish people that India is so colorful. I think this is the thing that maybe Polish people don't know or tend to forget, that India is super colorful. And I think this is the only thing that I miss in Poland, that we are not as colorful as
because
in
I
India.
see like normally in malls or something, you just go and check like a black, maybe little bit blue color, or maybe something like a dark, not even red, I think.
Yes, people either choose beige colors or like gray colors or
very
black.
light colors,
But I think if we chose that colorful outfits, also I think like the day becomes better when you have such colorful outfits on you. And also that's why I'm coming back to dance, not only because of Bollywood movies and my passion towards Indian culture, but also thanks to outfits, because I think in Indian dance we can express ourselves a lot, because we can wear colorful lehengas and they are colorful, they are super rich. And also what is amazing for me is like that Indian dance is different from other dance forms because we tell a story. That's what I mentioned before. So this is something else. In other dance forms, we just learn a routine, we learn a choreography, there are some certain steps, and that's it. But in Indian dance, in Bollywood or Kathak, Bharatanatyam, we show a specific story, and that makes the Indian dance unique, I think.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing this story with us. Thank you coming to our podcast. It was lovely meeting you.
Of course. First of all, thank you so much for invitation, for having me. It was lovely talking to you. So what I wanted to say to you and to our lovely viewers. So I wanted to wish you happy Holi in advance. So Holi ki hardik shubhkamnaye. And do join our IPCC event, Holi celebrations on 5th of April in Manga Museum. More information you can see on our Facebook page. So hope to see you there.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. Stay tuned with Akshay and Kaur.